Good morning, students. So today's our new chapter name is the election process in India. So we know that more than 200 years the Britishers ruled our country. So we got independent on 15th August 1947. Then onwards, so our Indian government has conducting elections to elect the government. So when we got independent at that time in our India, the situations were too poor. So the people were very poor. The literacy rate was very low. The differences among the people were rich and poor were also very more. In such a condition, to conduct the elections to elect the government was very critical at that time. So at that time, our constitution, through constitution, we established election commission on 25th January 1950. So election commission of India was established on 25th January 1950. So it was a autonomous constitution body. So it has a separate powers given by the constitution. So the election commission of India conducts the elections in our country for parliament, for assemblies, and even to elect the president and vice president of India. So autonomous status for election commission. So when we got independent during the British period, so the total voters were only 14%. So when they conduct elections in 1935-1937 period, the total voters were only 14% in our country. So but when we conducted first general elections in 1952, so at that time the total voters were 17.32 crore voters. So now it increased to more than 67 crores at present. So Article 324, so 6 of the Constitution. So Constitution, according to this Constitution, the Election Commission of India can utilize the services of the central government employees as well as state government employees. It is a autonomous body, so it has no separate staff to conduct the elections. But with the permission of the President of India, with the permission of the Governor of states, so they can utilize the services of the central government employees as well as state government employees. So during this period, so all the employees are under the control of the election commission. So without prior permission of the election commission, so no employee can transfer, no employee can get a promotion. So without prior permission of the election commission. So the Chief Election Commission. So earlier, so in election commission there is only one member. He is called the Chief Election Commissioner. But at present, in election commission there are 3 members. In that 3 members, one should act as the Chief Election Commissioner. But there is no variation of the powers to these 3 members. So these 3 members are equal authorities, but one should act as Chief Election Commissioner. So their tenure is, so he must and should be Indian civil servant, and their tenure is 6 years or up to 65 years of the age, whichever is earlier. So in 1993, so this election commission so changed from 1-man to 3-man commission. So when the T.N. Session was the chief election commissioner, so then onwards the election commission got a tremendous popularity among the people. So he implemented several several systems in this election commission. He followed the abolition of the corruption in political system. He tried more and more. So during his tenure, the election commission got more and more popularity. So his tenure was 1990 to 1996. So let us discuss the functions of the election commission. So article 324 to 329, part 15 of the constitution. So in this constitution, so we could see the formation, powers and functions of the election commission. So the election commission functions can be classified into three. So they are administrative functions, advisory functions and quasi-judicial functions. What is advisory administrative functions? So according to administrative functions, the election commission can enroll or register the voters. So it prepares the electoral rolls. It prepares the electoral rolls. Here electoral roll means the voters list. The voters list prepared by the election commission. And also it also demark the constituencies. Demark the constituencies. It identify the constituencies. And also it gives the notification for to conduct the state assembly elections as well as parliament elections for Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So it receives nominations and it scrutinizes the nomination and it finalizes the nominations. It recognizes the political parties. It allows the symbols to the political parties. It recognizes the party as a national party. It recognizes a party as a state party. So these all are comes under the administrative functions. So it conducts the elections. It appoints the inquiry officers at election centers. So these all are comes under administrative functions. So next advisory functions. So if any representative of the parliament or assembly, so the election commission advises to the president of India or governor about the disqualification of the representatives of the either assemblies or parliament. This is comes under advisory function. So it expresses disqualifications of the representatives to the president of India or governor of the states. The third one is quasi-judicial function. So according to this function, so the election commission solves the disputes between the parties. It solves the disputes between the parties. At this time, it acts as a quasi-judicial. So these are the functions of the election commission. So when the constitution wrote, at that time the right to vote given to only those who crossed 21 years of the age. So they were eligible to elect the leaders. But this 21 years of the age reduced to 18 years of the age in 1988 in 61 amendment. So through 61 amendment, they passed, reduced the right to vote age from 21 years to 18 years. In 1988 onwards, those who crossed the 18 years of the age, irrespective of their caste, creed, rich or poor, religion, so all are eligible to register their names in the voters list to elect the leaders. So what is universal adult franchise? What is universal adult franchise? Universal adult franchise is nothing but irrespective of the caste, creed, religion, gender. So all are eligible to register their names in the voters list, those who crossed the 18 years of the age. So this is called the universal adult franchise. So what is electorate? Electorate is nothing but the body of voters. Electorate is nothing but a body of voters. So these are very important for 1 mark question. Universal adult franchise and electorate. So next, the political parties in elections. The political parties in elections. So the political party has to follow the code of conduct and registered at election commission to recognize as the political party. So the election commission declares a party as a national party, as a regional party, and also the election commission allot the symbols to the political parties. So which party gains more than 3% of the votes in the state, or 3 seats in the assembly, that party recognized as the regional party. So which party gains the more than 3% of the votes in the state, or more than 3 seats in the state, are called the regional party. So a party which gains more than 6% of the votes in 4 states, or 11 Lok Sabha seats in 4 states, that party recognized as the national party. So listen clear. So more than one state, which party gain 6% of the votes in 4 states, or 11 seats in 4 states for Lok Sabha, that party recognized as the national party. Thank you.